I hope I didn't spoil the perfect record of pins and ribbons solving all the world's problems. I mean, you can't name a problem from guns to bullying to breast cancer that still exists after people wore a ribbon for it. Except all of them. You posers. 3 years ago, everybody was all into Ukrainian flags. What happened to that? Another cause tossed into the junk drawer with yesterday's choke collar? Get out of here with your virtue-signaling body ornaments. They're just crucifixes for liberals.
Let's be real for a second. Nothing screams, I'm making a difference, quite like a tiny piece of metal pinned to a tuxedo while you're sipping champagne on a red carpet. Yeah, that's the world we're living in. Award season rolls around, cameras start flashing, and suddenly everyone's a passionate activist, right up until the next trending cause replaces the last one. And if you're already rolling your eyes, do me a favor, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment early so the algorithm knows you're here for the chaos, because this one's going to get spicy. So the Golden Globes came and went. And once again, politics didn't just show up. It basically grabbed the mic, shoved the winners aside, and made itself the main character. Celebrities were out there rocking pins like they were superhero badges, trying to broadcast, "Look at me, I care." And look, I'm not saying caring is bad. I'm not saying people shouldn't have opinions. I'm not saying they can't speak. I'm saying we've reached a point where the performance of caring has completely replaced the inconvenient, boring, unglamorous part of doing literally anything that changes reality. And then you've got Bill Maher. Love him, hate him, get annoyed by him, whatever. You can't say the man doesn't lean into the third rail like it owes him money. While everybody else is playing along with the red carpet activism script, Ma basically goes, yeah, no. A reporter asks him why he isn't wearing a lapel pin for the latest outrage of the week. And he's like, the thing that happened was terrible, but I don't need to wear jewelry to prove I have a brain and a pulse.
As we're now right in the middle of awards season here in Hollywood, how about everybody drop the politics for a couple of hours and just enjoy these happy, dopey celebrations of show business? You know, I was up for a Golden Globe this month and... thank you. Put it with the 33 Emmys I lost. That's a real number. And walking in, some reporter asked me why I wasn't wearing a lapel pin for the first Minneapolis shooting a couple of weeks ago, and I said, well, it was a terrible thing that happened, and it shouldn't have happened, and if they didn't act like such thugs, it wouldn't have had to happen, but I don't need to wear a pin about it. Now, please understand, I had no idea this question was coming, and so tonight I'd like to say that if I had the chance to think about it, my answer would be exactly the same.
And that's where people lose their minds, right? Because the modern rule is if you don't wear the symbol, you must be against the cause. That's how shallow the conversation has gotten. It's not do you care? It's did you post? Did you pin? Did you say the slogan? Did you perform the ritual? And if you didn't, you're treated like you kicked a puppy on live television. Mars's point, under all the sarcasm and the eye-rolling, is pretty simple. Moral seriousness is not a fashion accessory. A pen doesn't stop violence. A ribbon doesn't cure disease. A hashtag doesn't fix policy. A stand with graphics doesn't feed families. And yet, we keep acting like the world runs on vibes and symbols. Like if enough famous people wear the right little badge, the universe will go, oh wow, okay, problem solved. My bad.
But then I'll be out to dinner, and the waiter will come over and say, big fan, Bill, stay strong. About what? And then when I see what it is, I'm like, holy, this is what you people are so worked up about? According to the internet, what I did with my comments at the Globes was laugh, scoff, mock, take a dig at, and refuse to join Golden Globes activism. Golden Globes activism? Oh, you mean the activism of fixing a pin to my suit?
That's why his line hits so hard. Name one problem. Guns, bullying, cancer, poverty, and corruption that stopped existing because people wore the right ribbon. You can't. And that's not because awareness is useless in every situation. It's because we've turned awareness into the finish line. We treat raising awareness like it's the same as changing outcomes. And it's not. Here's what it feels like. You're watching a house burn down, and someone shows up, takes a selfie in front of the flames with a Stop House Fires sticker on their shirt, and then leaves to go to an after party. And then they get praised for being brave. Meanwhile, the house is still on fire. That's performative activism in a nutshell. It's activism optimized for applause.
I hope I didn't spoil the perfect record of pins and ribbons solving all the world's problems. I mean, you can't name a problem from guns to bullying to breast cancer that still exists after people wore a ribbon for it. Except all of them. You posers.
And Ma doesn't just criticize the pin. He criticizes the whole vibe of awards season politics. Can we not do this for 2 hours, just for a couple of hours? Can we do the thing these shows are allegedly for, celebrating movies and TV, without turning every moment into a moral lecture? Because the truth is, a lot of people watching at home aren't thinking, yes, thank you, millionaire and designer clothes. I needed your wisdom. They're thinking, bro, I can't afford groceries. My rent just went up. My car needs repairs. Why are you lecturing me? That's the disconnect. That's the whole issue. Celebrities live in a different universe. Not that they're richer than me. Different. I mean, fundamentally different. Private flights, multiple homes, security teams, assistants, and a bubble where normal consequences do not apply. And then they step onto a stage and talk like they're the moral voice of the people. Like they're doing community, organizing between Pilates and a perfume launch. And before somebody jumps in with their citizens too. Yes, they absolutely are. They can speak. Nobody's saying they can't. Mars's argument is more like, you can speak, but don't act shocked when people don't take you seriously. Because being talented isn't the same as being informed. Being famous isn't the same as being wise. Being admired isn't the same as being trusted. And it's not even just that they're out of touch. It's that their activism is usually risk-free.
Congratulations for raising awareness. The awareness you really care about, which is how wonderful you are. Ricky Gervais once told the award show crowd, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. And of course, this is where celebrities say, how dare you? We're citizens with just as much right to speak out. Agreed, you absolutely do. I'm just saying, don't.
That's what makes it feel hollow. Real activism costs something. Time, money, relationships, opportunities, and safety. Real activism means you're willing to lose something for what you claim to believe. But pin activism, that's the safest bet imaginable. You get credit. You get claps, you get positive headlines, and if the cause becomes inconvenient later, you quietly unpin it and move on. No sacrifice required. That's why the Mars Ukraine pin call-out hits too. Remember that era? Blue and yellow everywhere. Big speeches, big emotions, and big we stand with statements. Then time passes. The algorithm gets bored. A new crisis takes center stage, and poof, solidarity expires. Did the suffering stop? No. Did the war magically wrap up because a few A-listers wore a ribbon? No. The attention just moved on. Because for a lot of Hollywood, causes aren't commitments. They're trends. And trends have shelf lives.
3 years ago, everybody was all into Ukrainian flags. What happened to that? Another cause tossed into the junk drawer with yesterday's choke collar? Get out of here with your virtue-signaling body ornaments. They're just crucifixes for liberals. Because every time I see one, I think, Jesus Christ.
That's the part people don't want to admit. Celebrity activism often follows attention, not principle. It's not what matters most. It's what's in the spotlight. And the spotlight is a ruthless little beast. It demands novelty. It demands constant switching. It rewards whatever gets clicks, which is why 1 month everyone is posting black squares. The next month, everyone is posting flags. The next month, everyone is posting protect this, then ban that, then stand with this, then boycott that. And by next year, they don't even remember what they were outraged about. So when Ma calls them posers, it sounds harsh, but you can feel why he's saying it, because at a certain point, people are exhausted. Not exhausted by empathy, exhausted by the performance of empathy, The ritual, the same recycled speeches, the same stage seriousness, the same "I'm brave for saying the obvious in a room where everyone agrees with me" energy. And here's where it gets messy, because the issues themselves often are messy. Ma even acknowledges that he's not doing the easy thing where you reduce everything to one villain and one hero and call it a day. He's saying reality is complicated. And the idea that you're going to slap a pin on your blazer and pretend you've engaged with any of the nuance is insulting. It turns real tragedies into red carpet props. And the reaction to Maher is telling. He makes one comment, one little refusal to participate, and suddenly people are texting him like he got drafted into a war. "Stay strong. We support you." And he's like, "Support me about what?" That's hilarious, but it's also kind of bleak.
Yes, the same. Ice, thugs, pins, stupid. I'm with me on this one. So no need to keep sending supporting text. Yeah, you know how I hear about whatever my latest scandal is? I open my phone and there's a dozen texts. "I support you." Great, I assumed you did. About what? What are we talking about? I'm sorry, I don't get my gossip from the internet like most people. I get it old school from the girls at the nail salon.
Because it shows how online culture turns everything into a moral emergency. Every comment becomes a scandal. Every disagreement becomes a battle. And half the time, the people freaking out don't even know what happened. They just know they're supposed to be mad. And honestly, that's the part that should scare everybody. We're training people to outsource their opinions to the internet. We're teaching them to react first and understand never. We're building a culture where being seen as good matters more than doing good, and where the punishment for not performing is social exile. Now, Ma also brings up something else that makes people uncomfortable. It's help. Sometimes they don't. But we've all watched it happen. A candidate rolls out a parade of superstars like it's a halftime show, and regular people don't feel inspired. They feel lectured like, "Oh, cool. The billionaire singer and the actor with 6 homes want to tell me what's best for my family." That doesn't land the way Hollywood thinks it lands, because the average person is dealing with affordability, bills, rent, food, gas, safety, schools, and work. And when celebrities jump in, it can come off like cultural elites trying to steer the country from a penthouse. Even if the message is well-intentioned, the messenger is the problem. People don't trust it, not because they hate art, but because they hate being talked down to by someone who doesn't live their life.
It's having the opposite effect of what you want. Every big name in show business came out for Kamala Harris, from Oprah to Clooney to Beyonce, and she lost every swing state. The survey of Ohio voters found Taylor Swift's endorsement actually had a negative impact, with 24% saying it made them less enthusiastic about her as a candidate. Come on. Read the room, Democrats.
And that's the irony.
And that's the irony. Celebrity activism often activates the opposite reaction. Eye rolls, skepticism, cynicism. It turns neutral people into annoyed people. It turns out maybe I'll listen to "Please stop." And then Hollywood acts confused, like, why aren't they grateful for our guidance? Because nobody asks for guidance from somebody who thinks a candle that smells like their body is an important contribution to the human experience. Ma basically says it's okay that you're stars. We like stars. We want stars. We want people who live glamorous lives, who entertain us, who make art, who live big. That's part of the deal. But stop pretending that being a star automatically makes you a public philosopher. Stop trying to cash your fame as credibility. And when he says celebrities rail against privilege while enjoying the biggest privilege of all, staying clueless, that's a punch. Because it's true. Privilege isn't just money. It's isolation from consequences. It's being able to be wrong over and still get applause. It's being able to live in a bubble where everyone agrees with you, where dissent is harmful, and where slogans substitute for understanding.
Celebrities aren't helping. And why would they? In a country where the big issue now is affordability, outside of, Springsteen and a few others, celebrities don't strike people as relatable or in touch. And what their activism mostly activates is eye rolls. Because stars, they're not just like us. They're just not. They fly private. They have 5 houses all over the world. They give their kids ridiculous names. They make candles that smell like they're...
So what's the solution then? Are we saying celebrities should never speak? No, that's not realistic. And honestly, it's not even necessary. The solution is simple and brutal. If you're going to speak, do it like you mean it. Put skin in the game. Fund something real. Build something. Advocate in ways that aren't about your image. Support people on the ground who actually know what they're doing. And if you're going to wear a pin, fine. Just don't act like that pin is a personality, a worldview, and a moral achievement, all rolled into one because people can smell fake. They can smell it instantly. They can smell I'm doing this because my publicist told me. They can smell I'm terrified of Twitter. They can smell I want applause. And the more they smell it, the more they tune out. And when people tune out, even the real causes suffer. That's the tragedy of performative activism. It doesn't just do nothing. It makes people less receptive to the issues altogether. That's why Maher's refusal resonated. Not because everyone agrees with every word he says, but because it felt like a rare moment of honesty in a room full of choreography. He didn't play the game. He didn't recite the script. He didn't pretend a pin was bravery. He basically said, if you care, prove it with substance, not accessories. And that's where I land on this. I'm exhausted by the pageantry of politics as fashion. I'm exhausted by the ritual of symbolic gestures being treated like heroism. I'm exhausted by rich people performing moral purity while the rest of the country is trying to survive. And I think a lot of you are too.
Please, it's okay. You're stars. We like you for who you are. Insulated divas whose talent allows you to pig out on the finer things in life because we all need something to aspire to. But being talented, which you are, isn't the same as knowing things or having the credibility to advise people on their politics. You rail against privilege, but you avail yourself of the greatest privilege of all, to remain clueless.
So here's my question for you. Honestly, do you think celebrity activism helps, hurts, or just makes everybody more cynical? And what would real commitment look like to you? Because I'll tell you what it looks like to me. Long-term, unsexy work. Writing checks when cameras aren't around. Showing up when it's not trending. Taking heat when your own crowd turns on you. That's commitment. That's when I believe you. Until then, spare me the pen sermon. Spare me the red carpet righteousness. Spare me the look at how compassionate I am. Costume jewelry. If you want to change the world, cool. Actually try. And if you just want to look good while pretending, at least don't demand a standing ovation for it. And if you made it this far, you already know what to do. Like the video, subscribe, and comment your take below because I genuinely want to know where you stand on this. Are you on team pins are pointless or team symbols matter? And either way, tell me what you think is the line between awareness and performance. I'll see you in the next one.